Hi, second graders. Before we start reading The Wild Robot, I listened to all of your great responses. I love the way that you described what wild meant to you and what robot meant to you. And what I noticed was that wild and robot are very different things. So I took your responses and I listened and I wrote down some of them so that we can kind of talk and compare wild and robot. So let's start with wild. You said it was crazy, out of control. You said animals, unpredictable, not tame, free, nature, and alive. And then in contrast, when we talked about robot, we talked about how it's made of metal. We talked about how someone controls it. We talked about how it's made by somebody. And you guys talked about how you can program a robot. And you also said that it's not alive. So we have this idea of wild being alive and kind of untamed, sporadic, unpredictable. And then we have this idea of robot, which is the complete opposite. We have something that you have to program, that is predictable, that doesn't just do things. And if you watch Audrey's video, I'm gonna use her as an example. She goes into a lot of detail about how we have to be careful with robots because they can do a lot of good, but we could also it could be dangerous at the same time, which I thought was a really interesting idea and something to really think about. And, when we think of robots, we don't think that they're just going to do something without being told to do it. Meanwhile, we have this idea of a wild robot. Okay. That's the before we read. In the next video, I'll start reading some chapters. So if you have the book or if you just want to get comfortable, and I'm going to read a few chapters to you in the next video that you click on. All right? But keep thinking, keep that idea marinating a little bit, the idea of a wild robot.